Hi everyone, I'm Hiram Todd. And this is my presentation for CIT 230. What I had chosen was CSS Display. Display is a very important tool to CSS, since HTML elements are rectangular boxes. It is up to the display property to tell how these boxes are going to behave. We have here is just a little element here. We have element name is the div, and then between the curly fries are property values. And this one has block in it. Block is one of the display properties. Now, one of the most commonly used property values is, well, I didn't mean to put initial on here, so I'm taking that off. Is block, inline block, inline, and none. These are the four commonly used values used in CSS. They are main ones and they are mostly used. Now the CSS default value, the default is inline. Browsers may already have a user agent style sheet that has its own default values, and it does shadow this default value by CSS. Inline is the default value defined by CSS. There are different browsers, as you may know, and each one has its own user agent style sheet. And each one is different, and even though the differences are probably mild, there are differences nonetheless. And the differences are right here. Display inline, it's defined as this display default value. But when it comes to Chrome browsers, they tend to change the inline to block so that it can see all of Chrome's defaults in its user agent style sheet. Example of the block value is right here. I have just put in some screenshots here, but I'll probably just open up and show you it. But the display block, the block value displays an element as a block element. The behavior in this is very much like a pile of blocks on top of each other. If you notice down here that the width of these elements also extend from side to side, from one side of the window to the next, and that's also the characteristic of of the display. I'll show you an example. This program is what I've been using. It's pretty nifty. I'm sorry. Now, I have right here's these class and equals A and then B. And so when I go over here, I'll put down dot A, comma, dot B, comma, dot C. And then I'll use the curly braces. Then I'll type out the display. And this one's the block. Okay. This is block, semicolon. I'll put color. just type in white. I'll do a font size. I'll just do that as 30 pixels. Alright, so then I'll come down and I'll start giving these color and these contents. So let's see, A dot A semicolon. I'll do this background. Oops, sorry. Color. Let's choose red. What I'll probably do is just copy these down. Let's see, I'll make this one blue. So I forget to label this B. This one will be C. I'll do this one as purple. Oops. Did that mess me up? Yeah, let's go purple. Alright, let's see how this runs. So there we go. So we got the content and those blocks that extend from side to side, all the way from one side of the window to the next. So that's what the results are. That's what I got right here. So that's how block works. Next one is block, inline dash block. So inline is defined as the display of an element as an inline level block container. This is the inside of this block is formatted as block level box. And the element itself is formatted as an inline level. So instead of being a pile of top blocks on top of each other, piled on each other, they're set from side on set side by side. Instead of stretching this from one side to the window to the other, they are now height and width of the content. There are some spacing, probably 1 or 2 pixels between the three blocks. Those can be taken away using this value, but that's going to be that's kind of in some other, I guess, value. So I'm not going to do it on this one. But the next value will take it out. It's just difference in values. All right, so I'll show you on this one also. All right, so we got block. So what I need to do is just type out inline. All right, and then hit run on this, and there you go. We got the blocks side by side, not piled on each other, and they're just in the box, and the boxes are coincide with the content's height and width. Alright, so next one missing one. Sorry, just skipped too much ahead. Okay, sorry about that. Now this one is taking out you take out the block. It's just inline. This is the default value and display an element as an inline element, such as span or EM. you can see that the value clasps the blocks of text together. So let's see. So we got these are parts separately. So I could just delete the block, have that run again, and there you go. They're butted together pretty good right there. So there's still height and width is still this, about the same. I think that I think you could check, say, height. Let's see, 50 pixel semicolon, and width, let's say 50 pixel, I think. Let's try that. And see, it doesn't do anything. In this one, inline, it totally ignores the height and width. So, as in, if you put in blocks, I think this one does take in consideration of the height and width. There you go. And it does stack them on top of each other, as you can see. So, let's get back here. Now, none is a useful tool. Some people think that, oops, let's try to get this back to how it was. Now, display is a value completely that turns off the display of the element and has no effect on the layout. It pulls a box out of the flow of a layout, causing it to be invisible. It would be as if the box did not exist. This is a good way to keep the information and not have it shown. Good reason to have this, and some people might think, well, why use it if you're not going to show it? Well, you're going to probably show it in, say, if you had 2 pages, and then you had the display of the HTML. You may not want, I'm sorry, not HTML, but on 2 pages, you may not want that shown on one page, but you might want to have that information shown on another. So it's kind of a nice way to have it. It's just none's a good useful tool. You don't have to. You can just keep some information you don't want displayed on one sheet, but you'll have it displayed on another. So this is my presentation on CSS display. I hope that this is showing you some things about display and how it works. So thank you very much, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.